Hello YouTube! In this tutorial we're gonna learn about how to overload already existing constructors. Now please note, this code right here is not from last tutorial. The reason why I have it is I don't wanna waste 15 minutes or 10 of your life while you are watching me typing these things. So let's just briefly understand it. Why do we need these things at all? So here's the thing. And these things you know up till now. We have a class, we have a private section with already existing hard-coded default values, okay, inside the private section. So these things are not reachable directly in the main section. We need to get here either through a dedicated method, or we need to spit it out immediately as constructor, like totally default constructor that will deal with default options. Okay, of course those things need to be publicly available, so there are both of these guys inside a public section. Now the task of constructor right now, when you create object, is to spit default values, and there you go, default data from private section, and here we are grabbing those already established things. Now if happens that we change those things indirectly through dedicated subconstructors, basically we're doing overloading here. So if we run ourselves into that situation that we need to change those things, still at the end of changes we need to have a way to see stuff from reality right now, because data are changed. So the reason why I have this report method here is just that, to see situation at the end of changes. So how we are going to start with the changes? Well, first we need to understand that here we have three possible options to change those things. Well, how three when we have two things here? Here's the situation. We need or we will have one case of overloading when we change name. That's the one case. Another one will be when we change age, and third one will be when we change both of these. So we need basically three subconstructors, call it whatever you like, or we need to handle three overloading cases. Okay, so we need to cover everything, and when we do any kind of changes, at the end of the day we need to spit results at that specific moment of time. So I hopefully you understand these things here. Right, let's continue here. So this is a normal primary dedicated constructor. Let's go with specific cases. So the first thing that we are going to cover is change of name. So just name, and we will not handle age at the moment in this case. So let's start. Just copy paste name of class or constructor, and let's handle that situation, specific one. So what is data type? String. Okay, so now we need to use something abstract here. So whatever you use here, it will be like pushed here. So you can use x, y, like temp val for temp value or something like that. I'm gonna just say temp here, like temporary or abstract x, let's say something like that. I mean, it's really not important, it's just freaking placeholder. So now let's print specific things like case when name is changed, just name. So this is just a report, okay, just a custom report. It's not changed right now. So how to change those things? Well, check this out. What is target here? Name. Okay, name will be on the left side, and on the right side will be that abstract thing that we will grab every time when we change things down there. So we must have some way to grab stuff from reality and put it into that container. So you can use x, y, z here, whatever you like. I'm using ABS abstract x. Right, so ABS x. So now we have everything ready to cover a case when we mess around with string data type for name. Okay, that's one case. Let's roll with another case, and name of constructor will be same. Okay, so names are same. Names are same. Remember that. CLS. So another option is that we will change only age of person. What is a data type? Integer, and we are targeting. We will use abstract age here. Just something to grab and put it into actual container, dedicated one. So we're gonna print cout something logical like case when age is changed. We are covering that option, only that option. Okay, so in this case string will be the same, and in this case integer will be the same. So we are hitting just only thing, and here we have two of those. Let me fix these things. Okay, so in age, in actual container, we are putting a dynamic thing when we use it down there in main section, and that is abstract age. Okay, so that's it. We have covered unique cases when we change one thing. So let's change, like in reality, both of these. We are providing ourselves abilities to work with any possible option in detail. We must cover those things. Right, so again, CLS, and now we need to have two parameters because we need to put stuff in both of these containers. So the first one will be string for here I'm gonna just use x. You can use abs x, you can use x, whatever you like. So that will be first parameter, and another one will be integer. I'm gonna call it epsilon. Okay, so now we're gonna print custom report like we are changing both of those. Now I'm not native English speaker, so hopefully I typed that correctly. So sorry if I created any kind of mistake here, correct me on these. Right, let's roll with actual usable code like name equals x that we are going to grab as parameter, and age will be grabbed from epsilon that we passed down there in main section. Okay, so now I will just run this stuff without creating any kind of object, because I need to make sure that I don't have any kind of error here with those semicolons and brackets and stupid low-level C++ thing. Okay, no usable results, but no errors. We do have warnings because we don't use stuff, but no red errors, and that's awesome. Okay, right. So now we will just create one object based on CLS class. Let's just call it object. So generical one, nothing really special that we need to care about specific name. And now that is it. Okay, just normal stuff. So in this case, the normal default constructor, full one, primary one, will respond. Okay, with all these default things, because we're not changing anything here. We're just establishing first object. So this thing, because it's primary, it's not overloaded yet, will respond. Let me confirm that in results. And there you go, we have default data, exactly like we have structured here. So see, this is awesome, but this is default case. Okay, let's get into cases when we change those things. Okay, let's change name into something else. Here default is John for some reason. Who cares? Actual values are not important. And we're gonna change John into Michael, let's say. And how to do that? Well, here you will just as a parameter pass that Michael. And that's it. So this case will correspond to that first option. So this will be handler in this case, because you're passing string. Okay, we are passing strings, only one thing, we are not passing integer here. And now the thing will totally roll. Check this out. So case when a name is changed. Okay, so it's automatically detected, but you will ask, well, how I'm sure that the name is changed? This is just stuff from subconstructor. This is just overloaded. Where are the things from reality? Well, exactly. Now we will call this report. Now this report will be useful, will kick in. This is why we need it. So object dot, and there you go, you have list of options. Among those options you have report and semicolon, because this is end of instruction. And check this out. See, there you go, you have actual data. So real data at the moment, this is from this method function, call it whatever you like, name at the moment and age at the moment. Oh, this is stupid, sorry, I was printing name here 2 times. So let me run this stuff, and there you go, you have correct execution. So sorry about that, guys, but you know, I type a lot, so I mix things, but everything is fine now. Right, so let's change age to cover second option here, second overload constructor. Right, I'm gonna substitute Michael with 55 will be age right now, and by default it's 30, but we are changing age for John. So John is will remain same as a name, but we'll change name of John, like some kind of error in database, in mainframe for paychecks or something like that. Who cares? Well, that's a lot of change, a lot of years, 2 decades and a half. Anyway, I'm gonna run it, and there you go, name is John and actual age 55. So we covered that. So this is second overloading, and now let's start rolling with both of these changes, both of these options. Last one, and I don't want to bother you with this anymore, don't worry. Okay, let's change these things to Samantha. For some reason, it's really not important. And age of that person will be 43. So the moment when you do that, you will have changes applied in real time. There you go, folks, that's the whole story. So I do know that there is a lot of code here, so let's just repeat stuff. This is a private section, default one. We can get into there indirectly. Okay, so no matter what's gonna happen with those data, still we need to have a way to print it immediately as constructor. Okay, as constructor. So this is one primary case, primary constructor. But if we decide to change any of these for some reason, and reason is not important, if we try to change it, I mean, if we decide to change it, we need to cover every possible option. If it's important for us, okay, because we don't want to introduce problems if we ship this to end user without documentation. Anyway, so we can change name, we can change age, or we can change both of these. So we must cover 3 possible cases. And every time when you are doing overloading, use a data type, use something abstract on the right side, have a little bit of report maybe if you like it, and then grab stuff from reality, from main section when you are using it, and just stick it in default container here. Okay, so same stuff for all these things down there, except that in final solution we are working with both of these options. So don't forget to use both of these guys, and down there print corresponding report, something simple in this case. And we need to have this method to spit things after all these changes, because we must be sure that changes are actually applied, because maybe you are messing around with some, I don't know, very important database or something. You don't want to mess around with the people. And yep, so when you are constructing stuff down there, I mean, when you are creating object, you can just leave it as it is, or you can change stuff. So you can leave it, and then you will get stuff from constructor, or you can change things and call report down there to see will those changes be applied. Hopefully everything will be fine. 50-minute tutorial. Yeah, I definitely need to grab some water. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Thank you for watching as always, for support and subscription. See ya in next tutorial.